for this project, the idea was to try and solve a problem or an issue that each and every one of us can sometimes find in our everyday lives, right? So, for example, one of the ideas that we had was to create a meat tenderizer type of device that would help in the kitchen. Maybe something to also a can crusher device, or even a type of mechanism that will help organize cabinets in the kitchen or in our bathrooms. But the issue that we decided to tackle in this project, it's really related to what our current situation is with the whole COVID-19 thing, and the fact that we have to spend so much time in our houses, if not pretty much the whole quarantine. We haven't been able to go out much, and we find ourselves in our beds way more than before. And sometimes maybe it's just because we're lazy, or maybe it's just because of a comfort thing, but sometimes we just want to work on our beds or eat. So we decided to create a table that can be attached to the bed frame and remain hidden or remain attached to it, and then you can just unlock it and have a table on your bed that you can use for work, to eat, to maybe just put your laptop and watch Netflix, or pretty much anything that you would do with a normal table. And you don't have to go look for a table, go to the kitchen, go to your desktop or anything. It's just right there, and it's the easiest for you.
Hello, I am Mark Kortetsky of group number 14. In this section of the video, I will be describing the design ideas of all 4 members of the group and why we decided to select Taylor's. This is Taylor's design, and it works perfectly because as this link moves up, the table will come and lock out in its final position right about here. If this is done properly with the proper materials, this would be very efficient and very collapsed. In my design, however, I did not have enough links, and my idea was to go ahead and slide the table up and over the headboard, as it would lock out in a position right around here and here. Oscar's idea was to bring the table out from underneath the bed and bring it above from the side, which was also not enough links and did not complete a closed loop. And on the other hand, Michelle's was coming from the footboard and would just be a hassle for anyone wanting to have a comfortable desk in front of them to have to get up and move to, which would also make it a complex build. This is why we chose Taylor's, and we went forward with this design.
Alright, so for the design portion of this project, I chose to use CAD, and I got inspiration from YouTube videos like this one that includes a 6-bar linkage with a slider for folding mechanisms, and also this video for extending to a 90-degree angle. And then after that, I came into CAD and began designing. And so for this portion, I started with a fixed link, the ground link, in the vertical position, attached my slider to the table, which is this link right here, started with another link right here, and then these 2 links right here were added later on after trial and error so that we could get our table to sit in the flat position. So basically what we did was we designed this in the flat position, got all of our measurements, and then created the table in person based off these measurements. We scaled our measurements up after we had a working design. So when I unhook this from being in the horizontal position, you can see that the table will fold into the vertical position and then unfold into the 90-degree position. So during the initial process, these two links were not included to make a closed 6-bar loop and keep this table from reaching beyond the horizontal position. So that is our CAD design. Thank you.
My name is Michelle Pavlik, and I'm going to be talking about stage 4 of the design process, which is all about implementing our design into a real prototype. Throughout the actual dimensions of our prototype, we based it off of the height of the headboard. So once we had a headboard height, we scaled all the other links based on that and used the dimensions in CAD to go forward with our real dimensions. Now in the following videos, we are going to show the prototype and the motion of the prototype and talk about exactly how the motion compares to how we expected it to. This is the prototype in its initial folded up position. It stays folded up using a hook linked to the headboard. This is a video of the prototype being unhooked and unfolded. This picture shows the prototype from the side while it is in the process of being unfolded. This is a side view of the prototype while it is unfolded. This is how the mechanism looks overall when the table is in the folded down position and how the links look from the side in this position. Then the mechanism will be folded up and hooked into place. This brings the mechanism and the links back to their initial position. We found our prototype to be a very successful demonstration of the concept that we had originally drawn up in CAD, as when looking at the prototype from the side, the structure of the links and the way that they move when either folding up or folding down the table was very similar to how we expected it to move in CAD. We wanted to build a prototype that would perform the function of a table but be mounted on a bed frame so that someone could have a flat table desk space in bed. Our prototype was able to successfully perform this function, as the table is able to lay flat and support the weight of different items so that someone could put a laptop, snacks, or anything else on the tabletop, and the table is able to be folded up for storage so that it does not interfere with bed space when not in use. In terms of the concept chosen, we do believe that this concept performed the function to the best of its ability, and that with some minor adjustments to actual construction, a perfectly constructed prototype of this concept would be able to successfully perform the function we had hoped. With that being said, to improve the quality of our prototype, we would want to make sure that the links fold up and down a little bit more smoothly, in the sense that sometimes when folded up or down, there is a little bit of roughness in the movement. So making sure that those links fold up and down very easily and that there is no stoppage when being folded up and down. We would be able to fix this by looking at the tightness of the screws and the screws that were used to connect the links to make sure that they all are the same tightness and that all the same screws are used, so that way all the links move the same way and with the same tightness and friction.